Hello, everybody. It is September 12th, 2022. I am Drew,
And I am Tara.
and this is Melon
Melon
Fights.
fights.
Don't try to time that. Don't
That
try to
was
time
fun
that.
though.
We'll see.
Uh,
We'll see how fun it was.
okay.
A sports and entertainment podcast.
Podcast.
Nope. Nope. We're not gonna try to
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
That's not our
No
thing.
more. I know.
You
It's
can
just
do it at the
funny
end.
because you hated the first time.
It's rough. It's rough, especially since
We'll
for
see.
us it's not ever on. It's no match. For us, it's always delayed. In
That might
post,
be
it'll
fun for
probably
people.
sound maybe okay. I don't know. We'll see. No, nobody's gonna think that's fun.
Well.
Nobody. Tara's rocking her TLC shirt. That was a birthday gift
Woo. Thanks,
from her
Drew.
lovely brother. I bought myself one, and she liked it, and I bought her two
Yep.
different sizes, so she could
Two
have like an
different vibes.
oversized. Is that the larger one?
No, it's the smaller one.
Oh, it's a small. So the medium's going to be really really oversized.
Yeah,
That's good. You want an
Yeah.
oversized. Oversized is in. It's stylish.
it is.
Though here's the thing, oversized may be stylish, but oversized doesn't always look good when you're an oversized person. That's the problem.
That is
Just
definitely
one.
the problem.
Just one more thing the thins get away with that the thicks can't is wearing big clothes.
I know.
What's that about?
Because we just look like slop.
Yeah, it's just like you sloppy fuck can't fit in normal sized clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like find the fine line in between fits, but not too big, and then it can't be too tight. It's. But if you're thin, it's like pfft, it's tight, cool. It's a choice. It's big, yeah. You want to be, you just want to be, look
Comfy.
cool today, comfy.
Yeah, be chill.
And then there's just like
Cash.
regular fit. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
It's bullshit. It's a tough life.
it
It's a tough
really
life.
is.
Whatever. I think I look pretty fucking cool today. I don't know what this look is. I don't know what I look. I look like I don't know what I look like. I got a look going.
I feel like you're real matchy.
Matchy.
Yeah.
Is it just me or is my beard looking like ultra gray today? Like the gray is coming out. Like it's like got a
Yeah.
hue of white and gray to it. It
A
might just
little bit.
It might be the camera setting, but look up here. Look right there. I
Yeah,
know
it's
that
hard.
people listening. That's like pretty brown and reddish.
Yes.
Everything else is like gray, dark.
You are 40.
I am 40. As are you.
Not quite.
We discussed this. We're not going over it again. We're both 40.
Okay.
All right. So Tara.
Yeah.
Let's just start with football because it's back.
It's super back.
Let's start with the Redzone football. I don't even think of it as NFL football anymore. Tara, let me start with this.
Yes.
I'm coming in hot today. Just not with anger, just my voice. I got stuff to say.
Okay.
I don't have work today, right? I didn't have work to go to.
Right.
So I shouldn't have Sunday scaries or anything of that nature. However, I think maybe just because Redzone in football equals Sunday and puts me in that mindset, I still got it.
Wow.
Throughout the day, I got antsier. I was like, I'm wasting my day just watching only Redzone. I had to watch every second of it. I watched every second of Redzone, Tara. I did not turn it off. And I started getting that antsiness. I started getting that Sunday scaries. It's very weird. So it's kind of
crazy.
So I have a theory that it's not just, it doesn't really, it's built in now. Like we all have, we all have it.
Because we've all been there, had to go to a job that we absolutely hated. So and probably watched Redzone on the day before. So it's like that. What is it called? Some psychology thing.
Yeah, what do you got for me? Come on, what do you got?
The name of the psychology thing?
Yeah, what do you got? Come up with it. Let's hear it.
Pavlov's dog.
Pavlov's dog? Is Pavlov's dog the one where he licks peanut butter off his balls?
No.
Isn't that something?
No. I can't remember what it is.
Is that a real thing? Pavlov's dog? There's a cat. I think Pavlov's dog mouth waters.
Yeah. Because of he
because of
hears the
like,
bell and he thinks food's coming.
right. Why did I think he had peanut butter on his balls? It must have been a joke someone else made. And
Probably,
now I think it's
because
a real thing.
no,
I think it's fake. And
I
then there's
do.
a cat. Schrodinger's cat?
I don't know that one.
I don't know. It's a cat. There's a cat and there's a dog.
Same
And
concept.
no, totally
Oh,
different, I'm pretty sure. And Keith's bird.
Keith's bird.
Keith's bird.
That's not real.
It's not, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say like the name, like the most. No Keith has ever had any sort of science experiment. No one named Keith does science experiments.
I love it.
There's
I
just
want
no.
there to be some random listener this week whose name is Keith, who's a scientist, and is like, well, actually.
Tara, we don't have random listeners. We have 10
I know,
listeners.
but maybe someday.
We have 10 listeners. And emails from, some of them.
How many emails we got this week?
Like 4.
Look out. Gotta
Hold
save
on
some time.
Hold on
for
a
that.
second. What's that noise?
Is it the cat?
I think it's the street sweeper. Street sweeper's going today. Nothing worse than a street sweeper day in Chicago when you have to move your car. It's like the fucking worst. You never really dealt with it much, Tara, but I've dealt with it a lot in my day.
Yeah.
It's the fucking worst
snow.
to have to move your car. Well, it's not. Snow doesn't have anything to do with
Oh, yeah, that's
sweeper.
right. It was street sweep.
Street sweep, you have to.
I had to deal with it, and it sucked.
But not a ton. Not
No.
much. Mostly I'm the one that took care of the car moving when we both had the car. When we weren't really using the car, I usually would move it. But yeah, so Redzone yesterday was a lot of fun. I don't know which listeners listen to Redzone. I'm telling you, watch a day of Redzone. Just do it.
Even if you're not a fan of football.
No, even if you're not a fan of football.
It's just a fun time.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know, man. What? I mean, it got to the point that my anxiety got so weird by the end that I was like, I'm done watching football. Why am I wasting my day? Why am I wasting my whole day watching football? At one point I had football going and I was fucking around on TikTok and I'm like, I'm a fucking loser. I'm a loser ass bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Because both of those things, because when I realize I've been on TikTok for like far too long, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't enjoy any of it. Most of it I look at and go, this is fucking stupid.
To this day, I've never fallen into like a TikTok rabbit hole or like been on it for more than 2 seconds. Like, it's just not my thing. But
You're not as much of a hate watcher as I am. You're not a hate watcher like I am. I can't stand shit. I will watch flat earth shit for 2 hours straight out of anger.
And just
be like, what the fuck is going on with people? Even to the point where I watch a Glober. They're Globers and Flatties.
That's
the Glober. Names. I will hate the Glober as much as the Flatty. Like, I hate them as much. The people that are arguing with them.
Because it's like, why are you arguing this? We all know that the earth is not flat.
Tara, you'd be surprised on how many people don't think that anymore. You would be surprised.
I don't get it.
Well, there's a lot of non-critical people without the ability to think critically, and also to form. I'm not saying I'm some sort of fucking scientist, but like there's just like certain things where it's like, first of all, it's like, what? Why would this? Why the lie?
Right.
Like the no moon landing thing.
Sure.
Makes at least sense. At least the lie makes sense. It's like, yeah, we wanted to
be the first.
For like purposes of power and things of that. It would make sense to lie that we got to. That makes sense. Do I know how that went down? I have no idea. We probably made it there. We're going back, they're saying. But it makes sense. The lie that the earth is round so people don't go across this Antarctic wall where there's all these rich people living.
That's
what they say, Tara. Yes. Tara, it's a flat surface.
Uh-huh.
On the edge of the flat surface is an Antarctic wall.
Okay.
Hundreds of feet tall.
Okay.
Jesus, loud enough out there? And it's there to keep us pores, all the pores, And then some of the Richies just stay here to kind of
Right.
watch
I was
over
like,
everybody. Yeah. There's Richies that stay here. The Bezos, their job is to watch over us,
and to
to
also
keep
make
us
sure
from
that,
crossing over Terra where there's more just like land and shit, like more separate. There's like multiple walls and levels of it. So instead of being
oh
a
boy.
vast universe, which we can look up and fucking see,
Yeah.
all of it, that's all like light bulbs in the air, basically. The Truman Show, if you will.
Shut up.
And then
Maybe
as
I
you go,
want to go down this rabbit hole
no,
just to
you
hear
don't.
some.
You're going to want to kill yourself. You don't.
Okay.
I'm giving you all you need to know.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
And then you go further outside the wall. There's more walls, and there's societies out there that are far more advanced than we are, but they want to keep us held down. For what reason? Who knows? It's insanity. It's the leap, the brain leap. Instead of just going like, I don't understand infinity.
Yep.
It scares me.
Yep.
This makes more sense. I can find they like to do this little thing where they find the smallest like, well, what about this? And then
Sure.
science is like, we can't really explain that at this. We don't really know the answer to that exactly.
Right.
And then,
Haven't got there yet.
but then they'll have, and then the thing they say, there's some of like, what about this, and this? It's like 50 things. They're like, but then they're like, I don't know. I don't go. I don't believe it. I don't believe the other thing. So this must be it.
Right.
Even though they're like, it's fucking wild, Tara.
Oh my god.
Conspiracy theories in general are wide. I know that some of them are some things are real. Some of the things are definitely real, but most of them are like, what are we doing?
And like,
what is your benefit?
Like,
who is benefiting from any of this?
and also, if like that's the case, why do you care? Because what are you gonna do about it? That you have to go on TikTok and tell your theories.
Like, and that's therein lies the problem. Is people have far too much time on their hands.
Yes.
And there's far too much like
access to like people listening to their bullshit.
No, I was gonna say mental illness.
Oh, definitely.
Like there's in that where it's just like, and then people just latch on to something because they want something because they got nothing.
Sure.
Because life is weird, and
yeah,
it's almost too easy at points where people have, even when they're struggling, they have all the time in the world because they don't have to like survive. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to figure out a way to survive, so they don't. So they still fuck around and like, listen,
right.
like they fuck around on TikTok all day or something like that, and watch Redzone all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not guilty of some of those things. I'm just also not fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I know crazy is not even the word, man, but so that's that's football this week. boop, 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 boop. Sports.
I love it.
No, let's go back to Redzone and talk it. We both watched it. We chatted a little bit during it.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy watching Redzone yesterday?
I did enjoy it. I did not watch the whole thing like you because
it's
I
week
thought
one,
it was,
Tara.
I know,
it's
Drew.
Week one.
So let me quickly tell this because we're never gonna get to football. But since
it's fine, we don't have a ton to talk about this week.
Since I started bartending, I feel like I'm a regular old mixologist, and we have a meeting coming up, and they want us to bring cocktails. So I wanted to like try to make an espresso martini, but without espresso, and because it's like we don't have an espresso machine. I thought I was gonna go to Stoughton and be back in like 30 minutes. And I was looking for shit for an hour and a half because I couldn't find like a shaker or a jigger or glasses. Like I couldn't find anything. And it took me like an hour and a half and I still didn't have everything. It was kind of like, in the 40-Year-Old Virgin when he's like, I was wanting some egg salad. So I went and I got the ingredients, and then at the end I didn't really feel like making egg salad anymore. I didn't really feel
he didn't feel like eating it.
Well, I didn't feel like making one, but I did because it's in my blood.
Why did you go with that drink? We
Because that's like a drink that I feel people love. Like people love that.
hmm,
I
I
made one
think
out of
how'd it
what
turn out?
Dad had. It turned
Yeah.
out okay, but it was not like instead of coffee liqueur, I used cold brew whiskey and it was pretty strong
Hmm. Interesting.
in a concentrate cold brew.
I think you should have went with the Sazerac, but whatever.
I'll have you send me that recipe because I feel like
Just have
people
Dad
might
show you
like
how to
it.
make it.
He's not here. He won't be here in time.
Oh. Well, Sazerac's an excellent drink, and it's 5 ingredients. People are gonna be like, "This is fancy."
I know. We're mixologists.
Um, Back to football then. So you didn't watch
Yeah.
football because you were at
No,
Walmart.
so I was at Walmart. Well, I was at Pick and Save, Walmart. Then I went to Aldi, the Dollar Tree. I did get 2 martini glasses for $2.50, so that's pretty cool. And then I went to the liquor store and Bill's, and it was terrible.
Nothing worse than a martini glass. Worst drinking.
Yeah.
Worst drinking. The only thing close is the low brimmed margarita glass. It's like I don't
Oh,
need it
those
to be
suck.
like. It's like I don't want this to be the tiniest glass in where the drink might spill out of it.
Yes.
Like I don't need it.
Oh,
I don't need that. It's fucking stupid. Get
I
rid of the
had to
martini glass.
I had to make a Cosmo and then walk it out to the back, and I like seriously was like tiptoe, like walking like the smallest little steps out to the patio because
Hmm.
I was gonna spill it. And I was just like staring at it. Then I had to open the door, and like I was like walking so slow, and the person who like could have gotten up and came and taken a drink, gotten it from me and taken a drink, but they let me walk it all the way to the fire. It was ridiculous.
Hmm. Stupid glass. I hate that shit.
Stupid
I
glass.
don't
Very.
understand it. Like when I'm at a cocktail bar and they got a different glass for everything, I'm like, get over it. I don't use just like a nice, like a little low ball glass. That's all you need. Everything will work in that. There's no reason for the martini to be in that
Yeah.
stupid glass or the
It's
Cosmo.
it's just
It's
way too
ridiculous.
hard to carry and not spill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Yeah.
So
So football.
let's get to football, Terry.
I
Red Zone.
love Redzone.
What were your let's see, what were your three Terry, what were your three biggest takeaways from Sunday's football? Red Zone Sunday night included. You can even go back to Thursday if you want. So
Okay.
far, pre Monday Night Football, what are your three biggest takeaways so far from Week 1 of the NFL?
Um, that Patrick Mahomes is awesome, and people were fools acting like he was gonna struggle without Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's a
Yeah,
stud. The
Tara,
team around him is good. Like
not
it
just
just
Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid.
yeah.
Andy Reid's teams have scored. He's like his always has a really good offense. Back
Mm-hmm.
before he was with the Eagles, they always
Yep.
had a good offense. They always scored a lot of points. Like Tyreek Hill, get the fuck out of here, Tyreek Hill. Like there's a million receivers in the league and
Right.
not a lot of great quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Tyreek Hill had a big day yesterday,
Well, that's the
but guess who
thing.
had a bigger day? Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, and the thing is like for Tua having Tyreek Hill, that's like really great for him,
Mm-hmm.
and and being on a team with fewer weapons, he'll probably get more targets too. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, he opened up.
Jalen Waddle,
I'm not saying Tyreek Hill's not good.
no,
I'm just saying Mahomes doesn't need Tyreek Hill. He
no,
just doesn't. I've anyone that was acting like they're going to have growing pains without Tyreek Hill are. I mean, listen, they might have a stinker here or there, but they're going to be a good football team.
yes,
They just are. Yeah, they just are.
they are. They're good.
Yeah, and
Next,
you're right. Tyreek Hill opens things up for Jalen Waddle.
yeah,
That was big for Jalen Waddle and got him open. Listen, he's going to make life easier for those guys over there. And I think they'll
Yep.
probably have a solid offense, but I'd much rather have what KC has
Yes.
any day of the week.
Did you see how, like, when Jalen Waddle, like, gets a play, they, like, waddle like a penguin? The fans.
Yeah, as they should.
I love it so much.
It's a good time. I don't think all, like, names should be like, everyone should do a dance that, like, matches
Right.
their name if they have, like, a name like that. But the waddle is fun. Like, when they
It's
did
so
it looked
fun.
really, because everyone could do it along with him. It made it really
Yes.
fun. Like, I'm trying to
Yes.
think of another example of one where I was like, I don't need them to do that. But the waddle, everyone should waddle. He doesn't have to waddle
Yeah.
every time, but everyone in the
No.
crowd should fucking waddle every time.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Because they look like they were having a blast. when they did it.
Exactly. Yeah.
What else did you take away other than the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes being? Are they the favorite after week 1?
They look pretty darn good, but
I'd say yes. They almost went to the
Yeah.
Super Bowl 3 years in a row. They only went 1 year in a row, but they almost went 3 years in a row.
I don't know how good Arizona is, but they looked good against them.
Yeah, I mean, we don't
How?
really need to
Okay.
They're going to be
How-
good. I mean, we just want to see that their offense was looking good, and it looks like everyone looks like they're on the same page. I would say.
Definitely. Before I move on to my next thing, how little does Kyler Murray look out there? I'm like, Jesus, you're just a tiny little boy.
He is tiny.
He's so small.
He's very tiny. What are your other takes? Fire through the next one.
My next take is that the Dallas Cowboys are terrible.
Sure.
And now with Dak's broken hand,
Mm-hmm.
they're even more terrible.
Oh yeah, they're going to be bad.
But we're going to hear
be
people talk about them every single week, which is so boring and annoying.
It's the worst because they're going to be bad, and I knew they're going to be bad, and they're just like, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. Yeah. It's going to be a tough watch. And it was going to be bad even with him in. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, definitely.
They were going to stink.
They stink.
It's a bad football team. And what is your third takeaway?
My third takeaway is Tom Brady looks like he's having zero fun.
Sure.
Like every time he looks like he has zero fun.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of that game. I'm gonna be honest. I turned it off pretty early. I was like, nope. We turned it off and we watched Game of Thrones because I was like, this is brutal. So I didn't see a lot of what Tom was up to.
Yeah. Well, I turned off the second half and watched Gladiator, but the amount that I watched, he looked like he was in hell, not having fun.
They have a weird team, and he's just like it's clearly something personal in his life is going on, and he's not loving it at all. Yeah. But in the weird thing, I think he probably thought football might help him. Yeah. When he plays, like, well, at least I love football, and I don't think it's helping, so I think it's probably bumming him out more. He's probably like, fuck.
Oh, and a honorable mention, Lamar Jackson is awesome.
Nothing I hate more than the when there's Lamar Jackson slander.
Oh my god,
it makes zero sense to me. He didn't even have that good of a day yesterday. He didn't even run it all.
No,
like he just was slinging, and he didn't even throw that many yards. They basically get ahead of teams. They did this a lot last year before he got hurt, and the year before, where they get ahead by a bunch and they don't really do a bunch. They just don't even, because their defense is good as well.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson is awesome, Terry. You're right.
I just love watching him just throw the ball far.
He zings it. He's a zinger, man.
It like that's not something he does.
And
he's having fun.
I think they're the biggest threat to Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the case. Here's my takeaways, Tara.
I'm ready.
They're a little more I don't know what they are. There's something. Number one, these coaches and their play calling.
Oh my god.
And all the teams I'm thinking of lost their games. The lack of giving their stars the ball, especially some of these running backs. People have gotten away from running backs for some reason, even though when you get your running back going, teams usually win.
Yeah.
Guys like Christian McCaffrey touched the ball. He touched the ball he had 10 carries and 3 catches yesterday. That's why they lost.
Yeah.
That's why Baker Mayfield sucks. What are you guys doing? Get Christian McCaffrey the ball. Hand him the ball as much as you can.
He's so good.
He's smart football player.
Yeah.
He makes things happen. He had like a 25-yard. Baker Mayfield dropped like multiple like handoffs, and one of them McCaffrey just picked up and ran like 25, 30 yards and like made something happen because he's a football player.
Yeah.
Same thing happened in the Green Bay game.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
In the Green Bay game where Aaron Jones got like half as many carries as AJ Dillon, and Aaron Jones is just a better football player. He's more elusive. He has better moves. And I'm not saying this because they're both on my fantasy football team dynasty, and they have been for a few years. But that's because I've watched them. But the same thing goes for college the day before on Saturday. The fact that the Wisconsin Badgers have a talented young running back who could set a record for yards in a season if they just gave him the ball. Yep. But the backup running back got just as many carries as him. And that's just a waste. That is a waste of carries. I think he got like 15 carries. They lost the game to a lesser team because he got 15 carries, I think. And Ches got about 15 carries. Yeah. When it should be 25 carries for Braylon Allen and 5 carries for Ches Malusi. Ches Malusi? That guy ain't good. That's a name? Ches Malusi?
He's fine, but the problem is
Braylon Allen sounds like he's gonna like go first in an NFL draft. That's a great name. Yeah, Ches Malusi sounds like he plays like high stakes poker.
Oh, I like that.
And he's not that good at it.
It's a fun name though.
Ches Malusi? Yeah, but he's not a good running back.
No, he's not.
But
I mean, he's fine.
My point is this. It's not really about the Badgers. It's about just in general. These coaches aren't, first of all, running backs. People have started to underappreciate them and underutilize them. And because they think this passing league is such a thing because they got all these great quarterbacks like Justin Herbert. So I'll go to my next take. Get over Justin Herbert. Yes. People are like, Justin. They're acting like they take Justin Herbert over Patrick Mahomes. Who at this point, I think he won his. Is this his 4th season, Herbert, or his 3rd?
3rd.
Anyway, so he needs to basically win an MVP and a Super Bowl this year. Yeah. Basically, to like be Mahomes. Mm-hmm. It's just like, and they're like, I'd take him over. I'm like, you're stupid. Like he hasn't done anything. He does throw the ball pretty good, but Mahomes does more, and he's better. And they're almost like acting like it's like, oh, he's so, because I get like 20 years with this guy. It's like Patrick Mahomes is
like 2 years,
is barely older than him because Patrick Mahomes came out of college earlier, and Herbert had to stay longer because he stunk. He wasn't good enough. Yeah. He doesn't stink. I think he's a good quarterback.
I think he's good too. But he just has so much hype for
for a guy who's done nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see him doing things, but still, it's so weird. Like, people just are obsessed.
Yeah. So, slow down on Justin Herbert until he, I don't know, does anything. Like, makes the playoffs?
Makes the playoffs.
How about makes the playoffs?
Makes the playoffs.
They didn't make the playoffs last year, right?
They didn't. They could have. They could have tied and gone, and then they called a timeout, and
they blew it.
They ended.
Yeah, they were idiots. Yeah. They I don't want to hear about anything until they make the playoffs, and I think he's a good quarterback. But listen, right now to me, Patrick Mahomes is who you're starting your franchise with, and it's not even close.
Oh yeah,
because he's also like insanely marketable. No one cares about Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's not really that marketable. Like, I don't think a lot of people know who he was. Patrick Mahomes was a star by like year 2. He was everywhere. He was in every commercial ever. He's got an interesting look to him. Where Justin Herbert's kind of a generic, like a generic dude, who I think is a good quarterback. And
definitely good.
It's gonna suck that he's in the same division with Patrick Mahomes for his whole career. It's gonna suck for him.
Yeah.
I think that's the fact. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. If Justin Herbert hooked up with the right coach, like a good coach, it could be a different story. Patrick Mahomes having Andy Reid is big for him.
It is.
Sports heavy episode, Terry. Some people are gonna hate us, and I don't give a fuck. Though less of them will hate us because a lot of people that aren't sports people still like football.
Yeah.
And then do I have a third takeaway from yesterday? Yes. And it's also my grievance. So you're getting my grievance early. It is these shows fucking up their
Yeah.
music intros when they have a very good intro song and they think they got to change it up all the time and then they ruin it when
Yes.
they had a beautiful thing. First of all, the first thing we'll start on is Redzone. Guys,
Yeah.
I know
Oh
none of
my
you are going to care about
gosh.
this. If you're not a sports fan, if you don't get this, here I'm going to explain
This might not
to
even be
you.
a sports fan thing. This might just be a melon thing, but we can't
Oh, yeah.
stand it.
I think other people have got to. Most
They
people that listen to
have
this have no idea
to.
what we're talking about. But if we get it out. So basically, at the end of Redzone, where they flip through every single game that's going on. I'm just explaining to people that have never seen it.
Yep.
At the end, there is a montage of only the touchdowns from the day.
Super
Every
sweet.
single touchdown scored in order, in linear order, chronological order that they happen
Yep.
throughout the day. And there's music playing over it. And there used to be better music playing over it. Now it's really weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is, and sometimes there's like a weird guitar playing over it. But
Yep.
there'd be a little bit of music playing over it. And then as it wound down to the final touchdown, the music, like this music would start growing.
Crescendo.
This crescendo, I can't even do it.
Do,
And then
do, do,
right
do,
as the
do.
last yeah, and I would do. And it keep doing that, almost like Jaws.
Yeah.
And then right as the last touchdown ended, the song, like this, like it would do this like ending like song thing. Maybe I should play it quick. Hold on. I'm gonna play it.
Okay.
People need to hear it. I can cut some of this out. But anyway,
Yeah.
so they play it, Redzone theme song ending. Here we go. I'm gonna play it here for everybody. You fucks. Hold on. This isn't it. Hold on. Can you hear that, Tara?
Now I can.
Let me start it over.
Maybe a little louder too.
Hold on. I'm good. So it does that. So that's the end. So that would play kind of throughout it, and at the end it does that do 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 do, and it gets like the crescendo, and would do it right as it ended.
Yep. And
It
you
was
could feel the
it
build.
was you would feel the build. It was like here comes the last TD. It was like a boner. It was a
Total
boner.
boner. It was.
Total boner. Man boner, lady boner, non-binary boner, all the boners.
Yes.
Every boner.
All the boners.
Every boner.
And now there's no boner.
And now
it's sad.
It gets to the end with none of that build up.
No.
And then a fucking Amazon?
Amazon.
And usually an Amazon Prime ad plays. And then it goes back and plays that last crescendo. It's like
there's not supposed to be any ads on Redzone.
That's kind of the rule. Now there's I pay extra for Redzone. Why is there a fucking ad? They're like commercial free football brought to you by this. I'm like, no, it's not. I pay for this.
Yes.
I'm paying for this. There should not be an ad.
Nope.
How about when the ads pop up, Tara, on the edges?
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
When the screen shrinks a little and there's an ad around the edge. There's no commercials, but there are some fucking ads.
Yeah.
That they're making money on. Even though I'm already paying them money for it. Assholes. But anyway, so the ad plays and then the song plays. Where easily the song could play and then the ad would play. No one's going to change it in time. No one's like jumping to the remote to change it. I'm not sticking around to hear that end thing.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So just put it after the song ends.
Yeah.
I'm fired up.
I get it because I was like sitting there and it was getting towards the end and I'm like, okay, let's see if they get it right this year. And then they didn't. And I go over to my phone and like, I don't know if you said something first, or if
You
I
did
did,
first.
I did. And we were like, yeah. And then we got bamboozled again
And then, yep.
by Sunday Night
And then
Football.
Sunday Night Football bamboozle you. 2006. Let me paint a picture for you.
Yes.
Well, let me paint a picture for you. Let's start back in 2004. In 2004, NBC gets Sunday Night Football from ESPN. Okay, cool. It's all good. They get a new Sunday Night Football song. There was an old Sunday Night Football song. I don't remember it.
Are you ready for
ESPN
some
days.
football?
No, that's Monday Night
Oh.
Football. Nice try though. So I don't Sunday Night Football. I don't even know if they had like an intro song. I think they just had some music play because it used to be on ESPN. And then NBC takes over, and then they have. Well, maybe they were the ones that had this original song. Maybe ESPN had it. But anyway, it was Faith Hill sang this real nice Sunday Night Football song. It was fun. I really liked it. Faith Hill she looked great. She looked sexy doing it. Yep. She had a good time. And then maybe when they moved to NBC, she gets replaced by Carrie Underwood in like 2000. I'm not sure. And she sings the same song for the first couple seasons. And then they're like, hey guys, this year we're going to debut a new Sunday Night Football song. And they do. And it's fucking awesome. It starts out with like In the Dark. It's funny. They fucked it up, Tara. The first time they do it, they fucked it up. They're like talking over it as it starts. So I've watched it. I went on a deep dive of that shit yesterday. I watched it. They're talking over it a little, but they fucked it up the first time. But basically it's black. And there's like all of a sudden you hear Carrie Underwood's angelic voice from the darkness. It's like, oh, Sunday night. It's like a chant almost.
Yes.
Right? And then she says it again and it gets louder. And there's like a spotlight on her. Oh, Sunday night. I think she says it 3 times. Might only be 2, but she says it and it's really cool. Like it's a fun intro. And then she just does this like cute, like she's like skipping around the stadium like dee 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 boo. And it's just really pleasant. Really awesome. It's like epic and then pleasant.
Yes.
And fun and silly. And like doesn't take I think they did that for maybe 2 years. Maybe only one. I don't know.
I think it was just one.
But it was 2016. And then they change it every year now. And it's never been this is good. This year's might have been the worst yet.
It was not fun.
There was like a part where they were like the crowds were like there was a crowd singing along with her. It almost worked, but it didn't. So I guess my point is you don't always need to change shit.
Especially because I feel like people loved that version of it. I think I've heard like people like talk about it on podcasts just because it was so fun. And the other thing is it was because she had a new song come out and it was like to the tune of that new song of hers.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of like, well, why wouldn't, if you have Carrie still, why wouldn't you continue to use her song, double dip a little, plus it's the most fun.
Well, I mean, they put out a new song every year that they probably sell. That's probably what happens, like, sadly. Listen, Carrie still looks great. She still sounds great.
Yep.
But it ain't the same. Hold on. I might as well play that, too. Hold on.
I feel like the people that were in it, too, looked like they were having fun. Like, more fun than usual.
Yes, they were, Tara. Hold on. You ready for this?
Yep.
Sunday night. The beauty on Sunday Night Football. Oh, Sunday night. Here we go. Stand up and cheer, stomp the feet.
Yeah.
NBC, Sunday night about to happen. America's game, been waiting all day. The Pats and the Cats have come to play.
I'm psyched for a game that's from 6 years ago, Tara. I'm psyched for a game that is from 6 years ago. I'm psyched.
I know.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Or if you're not going to bring it back, come up with something more fun.
Just have that first part at least.
It could be that, and it could go into whatever they do right now, which is...
I don't know. No, it can't. I'm watching it.
It's fun.
And she's dancing and skipping around the stadium. I was like, I'm excited for an Arizona Cardinals New England Patriots game from 2016.
Yeah.
It's funny seeing all the players on teams they're either not on anymore. Like none of them are on the teams they're on anymore. She's skipping around the first thing you see is a bunch of quarterbacks coming off a bus, but they're all wearing their normal clothes. So I don't know what teams are
Oh,
playing
yeah,
for
because I
at the
feel like
time.
Eli comes off.
Eli comes in, but yeah, but then she starts like running into him throughout the stadium.
Mm-hmm. Fist
got-
bumping.
Oh, I forgot that Al and Chris aren't together anymore either. It's Tarico. Everyone moved
yeah.
around so much
Yeah.
over the last. Maybe we'll have to talk about that sometime.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And maybe a quick grievance. Chris's voice last night, it's like
fucking
was
A, man.
so like he was sick, and he's like Mike was like, oh, he's fine, he's just been talking a lot, and his voice sounded like a freaking robot.
Yeah,
crackly.
I know.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know it was the first game of the year, and he wants to be there, but they should have fucking called an audible and had someone else do it. It was tough to listen to.
It was so,
His like voice was like falling off.
Yeah.
Listen,
and
I
it
would.
just was
I get it. I would do
irritating.
I've done a podcast with COVID. I've done it. I get it.
Yeah.
Been there. I get it, bro.
It's for the love of the game.
He's a professional. He's doing his job. I
Exactly.
get it. I get it.
I take it back. He is.
But you're
he just
established,
loves what he
Holmes.
does. Oh.
You're established. You could take a break. We'll allow it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's football, Tara. Is that our
is
football talk
football.
finally? So yeah, that was my grievance, was like, don't change things so much.
Yeah.
I like change, but sometimes like don't change something just to change it. That's what I'm saying. Don't change something just to change it. That's a mistake.
Especially because they changed it, and then it was so good.
Nailed it.
And then they were like, you know what? Let's try to nail it again. And they never did. It's trash.
Tara, I saw your TLC shirt. We're done with football. That was our sports for the week. Unless you got any more sports real quick.
No sports.
Cool. I saw your shirt. TLC. TLC, one of the greats from the 90s. We're going to do it quick. It just inspired me. I want your top 3 musical acts from the 90s. Top 3 musical acts from the 90s.
Okay. Spice Girls.
Spice Girls. Is this in
I'm not-
order of 3 to 1, 1 to 3?
3 to 1. Spice Girls, number 3. I'm struggling because I don't know if they're 90s or 2000.
Whoa. You just don't say, you got to give me a little reason. You can't just say
Oh.
Spice Girls and move on. What the fuck? Tara, it's a podcast. What are you doing?
I know. Okay, the Spice Girls. I loved the Spice Girls so much. They were all about girl power, which was really fun, and they had English accents, so everyone knows that like makes everybody cooler when they have an accent. And then their music was just a party, and you just wanted to dance. And I would like do concerts for like my mom and dad where I would like sing Spice Girls songs. Me and Carrie, our neighbor. Amazing. Number
Nice.
2, TLC.
TLC.
I loved them. I think their Crazy Sexy Cool album, I knew every single song and most of the raps of the songs because I loved Left Eye.
Was there a rap in every song, pretty much?
Pretty much every song, except for maybe Red Light Special and
That's
Creep.
a sexy tune.
It is.
Those are both sexy tunes. Those are some sexy girls.
They were. They were awesome. Like they had cool dance moves, and they just like 3 very different kind of personalities.
Yeah.
Again, like I used to pretend that like Carrie and I used to pretend we were TLC. I was Left Eye, but I accidentally put like the what did you have like eye black? And I
Sometimes eye black, sometimes a Band-Aid, sometimes originally it was a condom.
Oh yeah, but I put it under my right eye, so then I was right eye for the day.
On purpose, or you fucked
On
up?
accident, because I just wasn't thinking. So then I kept it on and then said my name was Right Eye.
You're an idiot. You only did it once?
Well, I only did it wrong once.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And what's number 1?
Destiny's Child.
Oh, wow. Really?
No, Backstreet Boys.
Okay. Some of these are stretch. I mean, some of these are like 1999.
Well, that's
so
the
it's
thing
rough.
that I'm
I
struggling
mean, they're
with.
like, I want 90s. Like, I mean,
Okay, Ace of
obviously,
Base.
like Britney came out in like 99. Backstreet Boys were like 99, 98. So they
Okay.
were more of a 2000s to me. Early 2000s. Wait, what was it?
Ace of Base.
Ace of Base.
I have to
Really?
do, like, if I loved Ace of Base. But I think
That's
what I have
crazy.
to do is move TLC up to 1, move Spice Girls up to 2, and then
Mhm.
Ace of Base will be number 3. But I love
Okay.
them.
That's wild to me.
I would
Ace of
call
Base.
and I would request them on the radio all the time. I Saw the Sign
I just feel like you were far more into Hanson.
Oh my god. I'm a fucking idiot. Hanson should be number 1.
Yeah, I mean Hanson was like you looked like you were in Hanson.
I did.
You look like the 4th brother.
That's the thing. Emily and I used to play Hanson. Do you see a theme here? I played.
You like to pretend you were.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. You played Hanson.
Well, that was because like with TLC and Spice Girls, we would just sing and dance. But to Hanson, we like pretended that we were Hanson, and like I was Zach, so I would like run around and be crazy because he was like the crazy one, and then Emily was Taylor, and then Rusty was Isaac.
That's ridiculous.
But we would pretend we were Hanson.
Hanson, man, that was a thing.
They are my number 1. I love them.
The thing is, like Hanson went away, right? But the Hanson people are like very are like what's the word I'm looking for? My brain's not working.
Cult following.
No. Well, yeah, they have a cult following, but they're like very. Help me out, Tara.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Help me! Help me think of the words.
What can
my hat's too tight. They follow them like they like they're
fans, super fans.
No. They are super fans, but the word I'm looking for isn't super fans. It's a word. One word.
They are loyal.
Couldn't think of the word loyal. My brain is like, what the fuck is the word?
Your brain?
Loyal. They're like very loyal and like dedicated.
Oh yeah.
To like they still have a very like loyal, dedicated fan base. Like I remember I like hung out with a girl for like 2 seconds. We'll say I dated her for like 2 seconds. And she was obsessed with Hanson in like 2004. Like it was her favorite band. And I was just like, what? And I made fun of her for it.
I love Hanson. I kind of keep tabs on them still. I went to their I wanted to go to their concert a couple weeks ago actually.
Yeah.
They were at the Sylvie. I know I should have.
The Sylvie?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's the music venue in Madison off of East Wash. But I went to their Christmas concert in like 2018.
Sure.
2019, 2018.
Sure.
It was awesome.
Interesting. I don't know. It's hard for me to give you a top 3. I didn't listen. Here's the thing is like, I didn't listen to that sort of shit.
Yeah.
I didn't really listen to a lot of music in the 90s. Probably mostly hip hop. Everything I'll tell you will probably be like hip hop. Like I was into like, I mean, technically I was listening to like older stuff from like the 80s and 90s and said like, I just kind of listened to whatever dad listened to or Trin was listening to, but I wasn't listening to a ton of music, but it was mostly hip hop. I would probably say like Tupac. I was really into Tupac and Puff Daddy.
Oh yeah. And Mace.
And I never liked Mace that much. And I liked Seal a lot.
You did like Seal.
I loved one album by Seal. And I liked U2 in the 90s a little bit too.
You basically like the whole Batman Forever soundtrack.
Yeah, I liked the Batman Forever soundtrack. But I think that's what it was. I think I just
Yeah.
liked the Batman Forever soundtrack.
Kiss from a Rose was on that, and so
yeah, and then there was the love.
uh,
Then there was like the Love Me,
Yeah.
new.
Kiss me.
So yeah, I want to say I'm gonna say I like Tupac,
Batman Forever
was the other one?
soundtrack.
Batman Forever soundtrack, and P Diddy, Puff Daddy,
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy slash Biggie. Anything involved like, but yeah, No Way Out was an album that I thought was super cool. That was Puff Daddy's first album.
What
It
songs
was
are on it?
huge. Played it a lot. I don't know all of them. Tara, should I pull it up and tell you?
Yeah.
Hold on. Will you know
bet
any of
there's
them? I don't know.
Some bops that are bussin'.
Well, I don't know if you know any of them, Tara. Well, I'll Be
I
Missing You was
will.
like the biggest
I'll be
hit from it.
missing. Yep.
Yeah. All About the Benjamins. Come on.
Baby.
My favorite was a song called Victory. And it was, I believe it was maybe in a Godzilla movie. I think at one point Jimmy Page plays guitar during it. I think that.
Yeah.
And then Busta Rhymes raps during it. It was in the Godzilla movie. So I basically liked music that was in movies I wanted to see. That Godzilla movie fucking sucked though. I saw it in the theater and hated it.
That was a really cool video on TRL.
Yeah, it was. It would go through all of it. All of a sudden Busted show up near the end. Is like, it's the real life shit, bitch, front to back. And I'm not going to sing the rest of it because there's N-words and stuff in there. But
don't do that.
Busta was a lot of N-words from Buster.
Buster.
Yeah, I remember, so I got, I'll talk about the 90s music a little bit. So I remember I got I got a boombox, like mid 90s era, 95 maybe. I guess technically my favorite music from that era was the Jurassic Park soundtrack.
Oh yeah, you did love
I listened to that more than anything in the world was the Jurassic Park soundtrack on CD. Is one of the first CDs I ever got was that.
Which is awesome.
And then I got Trinity gave me a Smashing Pumpkins CD by Siamese Dreams. And I never listened to it once. And the funny thing is now I'm obsessed. I think it's one of the great records of the 90s.
That's awesome.
But it just wasn't ready for it in
No.
1995 or whatever. He didn't give it to me when it came out, but I got it like whenever I got my boombox, my first CD player. And then what was the other thing I was going to say? And then I got in like 98, I got Hard Knock Life by Jay-Z, which I loved. And I got Busta Rhymes album that came out that like the same time. And it was intense. And I'd play it and I got a little afraid. I thought there was like a part where there was like weird voices and stuff and like alien noises. And I got scared of it.
That's funny.
And it was intense. And I wouldn't listen to it. And I also wouldn't listen to it. I would play it kind of loud when I'd hear the swear because they were explicit. And I was 98. I was like 13 or something. And I would play the stuff a little loud and I'd almost get like, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I'm like, even though mom and dad gave it to me.
Right.
Like your shit was so like,
oh yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Though TLC was pretty cutting. I mean, they were pretty
they really
edgy.
were. I loved them.
They were pretty edgy.
But then
I mean, she wore like when they first came out, she wore a condom over her eye.
Right, and like that was a big thing that they did.
She had to tone that one back.
And then I like Celine Dion, loved her. She was awesome. I'm just trying to think of all the CDs. Toni Braxton. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like a pop princess in Vogue.
So I'll give you my actual final three then.
Okay.
So I will say it'll be Tupac. I liked the Tupac stuff.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. You know what though? I didn't really start listening to the Tupac stuff until like 99 into the 2000s when I started like joining Columbia House illegally and getting CDs. That's really when because Trina was like helping me out with that. he's like, "Oh, you should get these Tupac records. They're
I
really good."
love
And he was
it.
right; they were very good. So I actually will say it was P Diddy, the Jurassic Park soundtrack,
Mhm.
and then the Batman Forever soundtrack.
I
Those
love it.
were my favorite musical acts of the 1990s.
I love it.
I want
Mine,
to see the sound. I want to see what else is on that soundtrack. Go ahead.
mine. I'll say mine over. Mine were okay. Mine were Spice Girls, TLC, then
Mhm.
Hanson. Loved them.
Nice. Tara, I don't know any of these songs by just like looking at the name of them. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me was the
U2.
U2 one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Seal, Kiss from a Rose. I've heard of all of these other bands, but I don't know. Maybe not all of them, but I don't know what's this Brandy song? Brandy, We Are the Way We Are.
No clue.
No, Where Are We Now? Can I read? Where are you now? I wasn't even fucking close. I just want to hear this song.
Sometimes I don't know names of songs.
Don't remember it.
Neither do I. Maybe
Don't
you
remember
just
it at all.
liked tracks 1 and 2 of that.
No, it was tracks 1 and like tracks 1 was U2 and then Kiss from a Rose was track 4. Maybe I'll know this song, this Offspring song. Hold on. It's not ringing a bell. Offspring.
You might have to change
Offspring fucking
your
sucked.
number 1.
I don't know any of these things.
I know. You just
Hold on. I gotta find one more I like. Maybe I know. Fuck. Let's try this Nick Cave song. I mean, it sounds like he's trying to do a Doors thing.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know anything else from this record. I'm going to watch Batman Forever this week just to see.
It.
I think maybe that would be fun is watch something like that, something that bad. And just, in fact, Tara, I think we should see if we can watch it. Let me see where it's at, if it's available.
Are you keeping that as your number 1?
I will say U2 and Seal combined to that one song. Batman Forever. Come on, that's not what I said. Streaming.
Who was the Batman in that?
Looks like it's on HBO Max, baby.
Ooh.
So we're gonna watch that. Val Kilmer.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one. Tara, this one's good. Val Kilmer's really cool in it. Nicole Kidman is very sexy in it. I was never a Nicole Kidman guy.
Who
I
is
liked
she
her
in
in this
it?
a lot. The love interest.
Oh.
I don't know what her fucking name is. Like some chick. I don't know. I don't know shit like that.
I didn't know if she was like a character.
What character?
I don't know.
No, there's no female baddie in this one. Oh no, there is. This one has a
Poison Ivy?
Poison Ivy in it, which is Uma Thurman.
Yeah, that's who I was remembering.
But Nicole
I've
Kidman,
seen
and then
this
it's
one.
no, it doesn't have Nicole Kidman in it. Nicole Kidman's in the next one with Clooney.
Oh.
It's Clooney and Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Batman Forever though, it was Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. Apparently, Tommy Lee Jones hated Jim Carrey.
Really?
That's the word I've heard that they hated. He hated Jim Carrey because he just was like this super serious actor, and Jim Carrey's like, "Whoa,
I'm the Riddler."
I'm the Riddler. Though he's awesome as the Riddler.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. We're watching that, Tara. That's our movie for the week. That's a fun one. Probably not that long either. If I had to guess.
Oh, we haven't even gone over the movie, and we're like far into
Oh
it.
shit. shit.
Yikes.
We got too into football.
Oh my god.
All right, Tara, this is gonna be the fastest ever because I don't know that we need to talk about it that much. Because I'll tell you how I felt about it because
You watched
I
it?
watched it. Yeah, I watched it last. I watched half of it. I watched half of it and then sped through the second half, which is actually the better half.
Yeah, it is.
Let me hear your take on it first, and then I'll say something.
Okay.
So Tara watched Gladiator
I watched-
last night.
I
We both
watched
did.
Gladiator, and I feel like I understand why people like it. It is a good
Yeah.
movie.
Sure.
It's definitely not my kind of movie because it's pretty sad and like depressing and like
It
really
is sad.
terrible things happen, and like it's about like war and just how fucked up it is, and just like, you know, the gladiator, I can't think of it, Maximus, like he's like, I'm killing because I have to, not because I want to, type of thing. That first scene where it's like it starts with the battle where they like
Yeah.
win or whatever, and it is just like gruesome, just
Yeah.
the killing of just like savage killings. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, there was a lot going on. So then when you kind of, after that, you meet Caesar, and you also meet Joaquin's Phoenix, his character, who is frickin', he's like mentally ill and unstable and crazy and like one of the creepiest characters in a movie. Like,
Yeah, Joaquin is awesome as fuck, I forgot his name now again.
Commodus.
Commodus. Yeah,
He
Commodus.
is just like an evil person, but also like sick in the head, and he wants
Yeah, Commodus.
he loves his sister in a bad way.
Yeah. God, we talked about football for so long. There's a ton of stuff I actually wanted to talk about. Well, we can take as long as we want. Hey, guys, it's going to be a longer episode. If you're bored, stop it and listen half of it the next day.
Yeah.
This is going to be a long one. Anyway, back to what we were saying.
So when Joaquin, okay, so Caesar is like, hey, my son is not a good person, and I'm dying, and I need you, Maximus, to take over, and
Right.
because you'll do what needs to be done. Like you'll bring Rome back to what it needs to be, which is a republic. And my son is bad. And then
Right.
he tells his son, and then his son murders him. I didn't see that coming. I don't know why.
By the way, his dad's not Caesar.
But that's like his name.
No.
They're called Caesar when they reign. His
Is
dad's,
that true?
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure that's what I heard and understood, because they called him Caesar.
Oh, yeah, 10 Caesars.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, because his name's Marcus Aurelius.
Right.
But I was like, Caesar. I didn't realize that. That's the first time I didn't know that. That's weird.
So
Anyway.
Marcus Aurelius is killed by his son, and
Right.
everyone knows he does it.
Everyone.
And then how quickly his Maximus's friend turns on him. I was like, eat too, Brute? Like, what? Like,
Right? They all could have just killed fucking... None of them... Why would anyone want to be under him? Just
Right.
kill him.
Exactly.
Right away.
And it's like, so I don't know, like, what the hell happened there? Like, that was just gross. And, like, in the end, when he's acting like I feel like he felt guilty. He's like, you should, fuckhead. God.
Right.
So, fast forward to, like, so Maximus is supposed to get killed, and then
Right.
he's just, like, a badass and kills
Right.
the people that were supposed to kill him. And when he
Right.
gets to his house to see his son and wife, and they are hanging, burnt alive, to death. If that makes sense.
Right.
I was
They
like,
were murdered.
I was like, what the fuck is Drew thinking? Why would he make me watch a movie like this?
I don't know.
This is,
Because it was people liked it a lot.
I bawled like a baby. I'm a little bit emotional right now, so that doesn't help. But
Why are you emotional
I don't
right
know.
now?
Sometimes you just like get the emotional bug, and last night was that for me.
Bloody Snooch?
No,
Is it Bloody Snooch season?
not yet.
Every woman that listens to this that just heard that's like, Drew, you're fucking gross. I mean,
I'm fine with it.
here's my thing is I think we've already talked about this thing on the pod. I don't care about periods. Like dudes are like, I'm gonna die, and I just don't care about them at all. Like they're just like women have them, and they don't affect me.
Right.
Like when people are like, oh, you're gonna be, I'm like, I'm just not. It doesn't affect me. Like, so I don't deal with them, so I don't have any opinion on them. So when I just call them, I have a million nicknames for them.
Yeah, that was a new one. That was a new one.
Bloody Snooch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that. It's not good.
It's fine. It works
It's
for
not
me.
good. It's not like good.
No.
Not that clever. Actually, Miranda and I came up with one that we really liked recently. Fuck, what was it? It was like a fuck. I wish I'd remember. I'll think about it, guys. I'll ask her. She'll remind me when she hears this.
Mm-hmm.
And next pod, I will tell people what our nickname for periods are.
I can't wait to hear it. I'm sure
it's a good one
great.
though. She likes it. It's like that's actually very funny. Anyway,
so it was so sad, and then the next like part of the movie where he like becomes a gladiator, just like that whole thing. Go ahead.
Can we, before we get to the second half of the movie, it's like 45 minutes until he like shows up to that gladiator thing, the first place where he's like captured, where he's like, he's gonna have to fight that first place.
Mm-hmm.
That should be 25 minutes long, that first half. That part of the movie's so fucking long.
I know.
It's like, and there's some really good stuff about it, but it almost feels like two separate movies.
And the
where it's
other
like
stuff
disjoining. Yeah, once it gets to the end, it's fat. It's like, man, this is moving slow.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't remember it being this long. And then the second half's like boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
It's a lot more fun. It's more of an action movie.
Yes.
So that first part they should shrink up. Tara, there's an extended version.
I saw that.
I was hoping you didn't click on it. It was like 30 minutes longer.
No, I would have been like, Drew, I can't do it.
And it was probably the dumb shit.
Yeah, the stuff that you don't need.
And well, the funny thing is, I enjoy that part of the movie if it was like, that was all the movie was, but it's like, that's not what I want to see. I want to see the gladiator part.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the gladiator stuff though now. Jump to that. I'm just saying the first half's long.
Yeah. So when he finally like becomes a gladiator, like that whole concept just messed with me. I hated it because like stuff like this happens, like, and happened more probably back then, but it bummed me out so much that
it definitely happened more back then. Definitely happened more back. I'm not saying it doesn't happen now, crazy shit like that, but it definitely happened more back then.
But there's like just like crowds of people that like are watching murders happen and they are cheering and love it, and I hated it.
Yeah, we have our versions of it these days. It just isn't usually murder.
Definitely.
But it gets close.
Yeah.
There's close stuff. It's close.
And then like what's so crazy about it is like the guy who ended up like being their owner or whatever, like won his freedom, but then he started to like have other people be gladiators. I didn't like that.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
basically he's like, he was the same piece. Yeah. Is like, I don't remember his name.
Wrecked people's
was
lives.
he blind? He's blind.
I don't know. He wasn't blind.
For some reason, I thought he was blind.
He just had real like blue eyes, but they could see. He would go and watch.
Are you sure
him.
He wasn't blind?
Yeah.
Are you positive he wasn't blind?
Yeah, he went and watched
He doesn't have to see it. Hold on.
He's
I'm gonna Google it.
100% can see. Like he didn't have like a walking cane or
Oliver
he just had real blue
Reed.
eyes.
Gladiator plot summary.
I don't even know why you're looking. He wasn't blind.
Because he's blind,
He
Tara.
wasn't.
He was.
No.
Hold on. I'm going to have to edit a bunch out of this. Just because of my stuff I got to look up. Well, I said blind Gladiator, and the first thing that popped up was this guy. So maybe I'm not the only one that thought he was blind in the movie. Anyway, talk about the movie while I look it up.
Okay. So he was a piece of shit that he like was freed and then decided that he was gonna do the same exact thing to people, which is just gross. And then when they finally went to the Colosseum, that was pretty fun.
Did you enjoy the Gladiator scenes?
Yeah, well, I didn't like the killing part. There wasn't that many, so I liked that. I like how they kind of made it where you thought he was going to kill him a couple times, but then the little boy kept getting in the way.
That little piece.
That I know. Shit. And then like he totally ratted out his mom's plan to his uncle.
He was like the worst kid.
Yeah.
In that time period. Because he was in that, and he was also the son in Unbreakable, and I hated him in Unbreakable.
Oh, yeah. He was real glossy-eyed, too.
Your dad is cooler than you.
Yeah.
I know you're a superhero, Dad. I mean, he was right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought he was blind.
He's not blind.
I'm an idiot. Well, I thought the mayor of Chicago was blind.
Yes, you did.
For the first year she was mayor. I thought Lori Lightfoot, people, if you know who Lori Lightfoot is, paying attention to the news, I thought she was blind. Short and blind.
No, just short.
Just short.
Just short. So I didn't do very good notes, but I wrote down double sword head chop. So there must have been
that was the iconic. That was the iconic moment.
Oh, and are you not entertained? I think is when that happened.
Those were the two big moments. Like people said that a lot, and they they always did the double head chop.
Yeah,
that was the same scene, right?
Yes,
he does that and then says that right afterwards,
yes.
Right? Yeah, that was like the big famous moment from the movie.
I also wrote down bedroom hyena because there was a hyena as like in the corner, like tied up in the bedroom of
That's a cool move.
The one guy, the owner.
What owner?
The Gladiator
Proximo?
guy. Proximo.
Proximo.
But he had a great view in his bedroom. It was awesome.
Yeah, he did. He had a good view.
I like this.
No, yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a hyena in your bedroom.
It just was weird because it just like...
Actually...
It went over to...
that would smell.
Oh, yeah. Not a fan. And it
smelled like shit.
And he just looked creepy. Okay, what else do I think about it? So the final scene when they don't get to do the plan of going and getting the army and coming back and taking over because of little Lucius or Lucia or Lucius. And then he like goes and talks to him and says that they're going to fight and then stabs him in like the back.
He's such a little cunt.
He is the worst.
Joaquin Phoenix is such a little cunt in that movie.
Oh my God.
Like,
I hate him.
He is that was on Jimmy's. Was that on Jimmy's villain list? Is that why it came up?
Yeah. I think so.
He was correct.
Yes.
He's a cunt.
I hate him. Ugh. He like gave me the willies, and like even just like the coloring of his face, they really made him like so creepy looking.
He was Joffrey before Joffrey. Like,
definitely.
He was worse.
Yeah.
Because Joffrey just went around being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm a piece of shit. Where Phoenix Commodus was like almost acting like he wasn't a piece of shit. He tried to
Right.
like almost like fake that
Play
he was
the
like a good guy.
victim.
Like, yeah, he's like, oh, I'm a good
I've
guy.
never been loved.
And like, I'm so sad. I'm like so torn.
Yeah.
And he was just a cunt.
Yeah.
I said the C word a lot, Mom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's not gonna like that one bit.
No, but he is. And she might agree.
Ugh.
She's seen that movie. She likes that movie.
But then he still beats him because he is just that
'Cause
much
he's
of a
better.
badass.
Well, yeah, but also he sucks. Like,
Yeah.
he's a coward that was never going to win. Even when they cheat and have lions and
Yeah.
shit and tigers.
And then when
There was some cool. The Gladiator, when they started upping the ante in the
Yeah.
Gladiator pit, was pretty cool.
yeah. No, like there were definitely cool moments. Like overall it was like a really crazy movie and interesting, and it like oh my gosh, again, I was so emotional, and I was like just crying at the end when he was like dying and going to see his family, but then like came back to finish the job of killing.
Nice. Well, Tara, I'm not gonna. The one thing I will say, and then I want your score on it.
Oh
Is
shit, I haven't even thought.
come on, dickhead. There's a score every time.
I know.
The one thing I took is especially during the first half, is like sword fighting movies are kind of dumb.
Okay.
I'm just like, whoa. People are so into. I was like, this is kind of dumb. Like, grow up. Let's all grow up. Why we are all so into these sword fighting movies? I was just like, this is super dumb. It's like, oh, we're sword fighters.
I don't know. I don't mind it.
But then I say that, but then I got to the second half where there were gladiators and they were just fighting and it was really fun and like quick battles.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome. I had a lot of fun with it. I feel like it took itself real serious in the first half and then kind of started having some fun with it, but then it took itself real serious again.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was having some fun with the gladiator stuff. Like, it was like, this is ridiculous.
Sure.
Some of this stuff is nuts.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of, like, decapitations throughout the movie and, like, limifications, body stabs. It's a wild movie. Anyway, it might be a bad take, but that was my take. I was like, sword fighting is kind of dumb.
I like sword fighting. I think it's fun.
It's fun, but it's also kind of dumb. It's also like got a cheesy, like when I was watching, like this is just a bunch of idiots out there, like actors. I was just like, maybe not sword fighting itself, but the idea of all these idiots out there like pretending they're fighting with swords was really silly to me. I was like, this is so stupid. The first battle. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, I
Like,
thought
this
it
is
was like
cheesy.
I thought it was disturbing.
It is, but I've also seen it 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
rewatching, I was like, it probably hits a little different once you've seen it. Like, I probably saw it like 5 or 6 times back in the day, and I probably haven't seen it since. And I was just like, this is a little cheesy. But what do you rate it?
7
7
out of 10
out of 10.
decapitations.
7 out of 10 decapitations.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 7 out of 10 decaps.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tara, I like that. Real quick, we're not going to talk about this. I'm just going to admit to you, maybe we can talk about it next week. Me and Miranda, we just like had watched Collateral, but like afterwards, we didn't know what to watch. We were on the roof, so we decided to watch Encanto.
Oh, did you like
It's
it?
excellent.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. It's excellent. It's an excellent movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the songs I thought were stupid, once they're in the movie in context, they're great. The Bruno song, it's great in the movie.
Right?
The only song we didn't like was the opening song.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna like this movie because the opening song was a little lackluster.
Yeah.
When you think of the great opening songs. Speaking of, moving on real quick. People pissed off about a black Ariel need to go suck some fat dicks in a cave and die.
Oh
Like, what are we talking about? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. It could be anybody
Yeah.
playing that.
It's a
Shut
fucking
the
mermaid.
fuck up.
It's a mermaid.
Like, what are we talking about? Get over it. I'd be more pissed if she was bad at singing.
Yeah.
If she was a bad singer, I'd be like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
But she's an excellent singer. So who gives a
She's
shit?
so damn cute.
And she's cute, and it looks. It weirds me out a little bit because it looks.
Real.
I'm like, this is weird. Like, because like in the movie, she kind of like in the cartoon, it feels like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just feels like a girl
Yeah.
with a tail. Where they definitely did a little something. They did something to her makeup wise. It makes her feel more
Like a mermaid.
mermaid like. Do you know what I
Fish-like.
mean?
I haven't even
More fish
Yeah,
like.
I haven't seen any
Or maybe she
clips.
just looks
I just saw
like
a
that. I don't
still.
know. Maybe she just has a face that makes me think she looks like a mermaid. But I think she looks like a
She
fucking
does.
mermaid.
She does have high cheekbones.
I saw her sing. She sang the.
Yeah, her and her
Did she
sister
sing
are
Thursday,
singers.
the national anthem? Huh?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, she sang the other song. The what's it called? They call it the Black National Anthem.
Oh, lift every voice.
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
She sang that and she did a really good job. What's her name?
Haley, I think.
Anyway,
Her and her
she's dope.
sister they sing together, and now her sister kind of does a solo thing, and she is doing more acting stuff, and they both acted too.
Nice. Well, she's dope. She's gonna be Ariel. It looked really.
Interesting.
I actually don't care about those live action ones, but I kind of want to see that one because it looked kind of. She was singing that fucking opening tune, and I was excited. But
I'll have to
that
give
was
it a
my only
watch.
take. That was my only take as from Encanto so I'm jumping around so much because I'm a fucking scatterbrain. But like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, what are you pissed about?
Right.
Shut up.
Like, it's
Ariel's
so weird.
Guess what? Ariel's not a white girl. She's a cartoon mermaid. Shut the fuck up.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
So strange.
It's very strange. People are gonna be pissed about shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't like the opening song of Encanto.
I like it, actually. I was trying
It was so when it came, like when they kind of went back to it at the end, what's that called? Where you
a reprise?
reprise? I don't know music terms. Anyway, it comes back, right? And we're like, oh, that's the one they bring back? I thought it was the lowest song in the movie.
Was it where she talked about her family?
Yeah, it just had no flow to it. It had no flow to it. It didn't have a good flow. It wasn't, there's almost too much information coming at you. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Where, like, you think of, like, that part of this world, part of that world, whatever it is.
But that's not the opening song.
And, like, that's
not the opening song.
Oh, what's the opening song?
Like, some ship song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then, like, the first song, it's like, it's where they talk about, where's Ariel? Where they're introducing, like, the siblings of her.
Oh, shit. So maybe I'm wrong.
Because part of this world doesn't come until, like...
I thought that was the first thing she sang.
No.
Well, because I also thought of
Under the
Beauty and the
Sea
Beast,
is even before that.
Beauty and the Beast, she does her tune.
Yeah.
That's the first song,
That's
right?
a great first song.
I just feel like it's like really, it's not as, there just was so much information in where I was like, I couldn't keep up with like what people's powers were and shit. I'm like, this is too fast.
Sure.
I don't know who the fuck is who. Slow it down. So it was very but then it said, Lin-Manuel Miranda did it. And I felt that way for the first bit of Hamilton. It took me a minute to catch up because there's so much information coming at you. So anyway, we ended up liking it quite a bit. So I finally did get to it. Oh shit.
What?
We have another email. We have so many emails.
Oh God.
Let's be quick.
Yeah, quick.
We're an hour 24.
Yikes.
Fastest ever.
But you gotta cut some shit out.
Not much though. Only a couple minutes, so it's gonna be long. All right, so here it is. Did I read? No, Miranda had already sent this last week, but we didn't get to it. I didn't catch it because I didn't look again. And she just sent another one. She knows when we record. Say, hey, lady, wait. I could tell her we didn't see it this time. I might do that and read it next week. She said her long minutes, going back to the minutes, waiting at the doctor's.
Sure.
That does suck, especially when it's depending on what you're waiting for.
Right.
When you're stuck on a plane on the tarmac. I've never really experienced that too bad, but I have had to wait a little bit. It's not fun.
No.
Short minutes, snooze minutes.
Yes.
Are very short, and she's absolutely correct. And timed tests.
Oh, yes.
Those are both very good. Very good. And then her scores, her favorite movie scores are Harry Potter, Nerd Alert, Indiana Jones. I assume she means the
Raiders of the
original
Lost
there.
Ark.
Yep. And then Titanic.
Yep.
Okay. I like the first two. I don't care about the Titanic one. And then Jim, I don't know if you know Jim, our father, sent a long one
Oh,
here.
Papa.
Fast minutes. He also said snooze minutes,
Mm-hmm.
especially when hungover. That is one he's like when those long minutes, like hungover minutes, are too short. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, how the fuck is it already time for me to go to work? Slow minutes, waiting for parents to get up on Christmas morning.
That's a good one.
And he said, especially hungover. Again, he's an idiot. And he said, for villains, this is true. He's not wrong. John Lithgow is the only villain that matters. He has number 3, him in Cliffhanger, which he's really great in Cliffhanger as the villain. Number 2, Dexter as the Trinity Killer. Not a movie, but it is
A great
an
villain.
amazing villain. And then his number 1 is Lithgow in Ricochet, which is
Hilarious.
really quite correct. It's insane. If you've never seen it, he says, check it out. It's nuts. He says the craziest shit in that movie. Ricochet, people. It's him and Denzel, right?
I think so, yeah.
And then his runner-up is Lord Farquaad as with his Lithgow list. It's a good
It
list.
is a good list.
It's a good list. And he says ice cream. I like ice cream with tasty treats added. He actually thinks he's the king of queens of ice cream add-ins. But there's one thing called, and he says that there's such a thing as overdoing it, which, did you finish that ice cream that I loaded up with cookies, Tara?
Yeah,
madman?
it's crazy because the top was full of cookies and then the bottom
then
had
there
0.
Yeah, that's the thing is I don't think I did overload it.
No.
I think I nailed it. It just didn't settle quite right. Did you eat the other one?
Yeah.
Or no, you guys don't like the mallow cups because you're assholes?
No, I ate it.
and
And I dipped Miranda's cookies in it.
Oh,
they
I'm
were
sorry
my spoon.
that we did that to
I
you.
know.
His 3 favorite ice cream add-ons are frosted cherry Pop-Tarts and Hershey syrup, which he does do all the time. Chocolate chip cookies, preferably fresh with caramel sauce. And cheese, or fresh from the oven. And then Reese's peanut butter cups and malted milk balls, Whoppers.
Mm-hmm.
And he said runner-up just butterscotch. He said 3 worst add-ins is Snickers. Sorry, Jeannie. Snickers. And ice cream. It's just like eating concrete, which is true. Nerds. Also correct. Gross. And then number 1 he said would be tuna fish.
Oh, God.
He thinks he's funny.
He's such a nerd.
And then his runner-up was Mallow cups.
Yeah.
And he can go fuck himself.
They were
'cause Mallow
so
cups,
bad.
I liked it.
Mm-mm.
He says from your favorite father, The Breeze.
The breeze.
The Breeze. And our next one is Jimmy Jim sent us another one, trying to overtake Dave as the number 1 fan.
I love it.
Whew. We didn't get one from Dave this week, so maybe he's catching up. He gives us good stuff.
He does.
He said he's glad we watched Superman movie. The movie, good time. Let's see here. He said he didn't want it to be silly, like didn't need it to be like totally silly like the 60s Batmans and stuff, but he still wanted to be fun. And it was.
Mm-hmm.
The director did. Richard Donner was the director.
Yeah.
He directed both 1 and 2 and maybe more. But I didn't know this. He filmed 1 and 2 at the same time. So it makes sense at the beginning had the villains from 2 in it. So they knew they were going to do that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So yeah, a lot of the Lex's Lair stuff in that opening scene was the extended stuff, he said, which makes sense because I didn't remember it.
Uh-huh.
And that I guess Christopher Reeves was really skinny before that
Oh, really?
movie, and he got buff to become Superman.
That's crazy.
He was like kind of like the first guy to do that.
Ooh.
Robert De Niro did it a few years later in Raging Bull. He says we should watch Smallville. Not my thing, but he said watch the episode Micah guest starred on.
I love it.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
She said he hoped you like Gladiator. 7 out of 10 decapitations. Yeah.
I might have
Oh,
liked it better if I wasn't such a bummered out.
That's right. There's going to be a sequel to it.
Oh,
I
really?
forgot that came out recently. He's like, "What do you think it's going to be?" I'm like, "I don't know." everyone's dead.
Could it be
I wonder if it'll be a prequel or just go. I don't know what it'll be. That's a good question. What would it be ever since everyone's dead? Maybe a prequel, maybe a sequel prequel. I don't know. Or maybe it's like zombie Maximus. I like that. Zombie Maximus. That's fun.
It is fun.
Or they bring him back. I don't want to spoiler alert anything. Game of Thrones. Maybe they just bring him back alive. I'm not going to say like who.
Yeah.
Multiple people, honestly, in that show.
Yeah.
Top 3 tailgating things. The first beer, specifically.
Yeah.
And then the atmosphere and the music. So kind of a mix of all the things we were saying.
Yep.
And the worst things are the lines and bathrooms. And then people trying to sell tickets on the sidewalks.
Yes.
Scalpers. I don't think you're supposed to call them scalpers anymore. I apologize, guys. So people trying to sell tickets on the sidewalks is what we should be calling them.
Okay.
He's excited for the next episode. There we go. Woo! Thank you, Jimmy. And our next one is from Jeannie Mellon. Our mother.
She told me that.
She told you? Why'd she tell you?
She told me that she was going to write in. And then she's like, but don't say it's from your mom. I'm like, Mom, that's what we do.
That's the point.
That's what we do. We shout out people.
What was she thinking? It's not like she's not going to say anything crazy.
Right.
She liked the Superman review. I don't know if she has any takes here. Let's see.
She said it's kind of long.
She said she didn't like that we didn't mention Marlon Brando playing Jor-El. We didn't. You're right. But he did.
He did.
And he was cool as Jor-El. I did like him.
Me too.
She's like proud of herself. She didn't mention that Marlon Brando played Jor-El, Superman's Kal-El's father. She's getting all the names right.
I love it.
And it's how different it is from his Godfather character. Yes, it is very different. I like these takes. She says she has to watch Superman again just to see the panty scene.
Yeah.
Says he doesn't remember that part.
It's so funny.
She likes it though. I think those two. She says so many scenes. Keep the good stuff coming. So, Mom, listen. They must be listening on their road trip to Colorado.
Yep.
That's fun. And then we got one more here. Mom's listening, Tara.
Woo!
Only when Dad forces her, but she's listening, and I like it. Miranda wrote in, Drew, have I ever told you that I always wanted to go to Finland? That's where the wife race takes place.
I'm like,
and
what?
She said, Drew, correction, you don't have a Bert. Well, I don't know if that means she wants me to marry her or she wants to go to Finland. I told her that there's one in Wisconsin. We don't have to go to Finland. And in Wisconsin, you don't have to be. I didn't tell you this, Tara.
No.
Randy sent me this.
Shut up.
Randy, avid listener Randy sent me this is a long episode. Avid listener Randy sent me a link and it's in Wisconsin, Dane County. I forgot what town it was in. They do the wife race every year.
Oh my gosh.
They've been doing it for like 10 years. And they don't have to, they can be your neighbor's wife, it says, as well. Or it's Dane County and they don't really care. It doesn't even have to be your wife. It could be anybody.
I love it.
So Miranda and I decided that we're going to train for it and try to do it next.
I love it.
So we'll update you guys on that. So I'm going to start.
What carry are you going to do?
I told her she has to start doing yoga regularly to get like
bendy,
bendy and like I'm like, you don't have to lose weight. I don't care about that. Just get bendy and flexible and be okay with being upside down for like the winner was like somewhere just over a minute for 300 yards and like a couple of hurdles and shit.
Jeez.
We'll so I'm going to start training. I'm going to start doing the 300 yards as fast as I can, which I do stuff like that anyway. And then I'll start adding weights until I get up. I got the hiccups until I get up to her weight. That's my, so maybe next year we're thinking about doing it.
I love it. I'm excited for this.
We'll keep track. We'll keep track of it and post it. And then obviously we'll put that up for sure.
I mean, you already like to like pick her up in weird ways. So
yeah, she hates it.
I know.
She doesn't like to be picked up at all. So I told her that's another part. So I'm like, you're gonna have to get used to that because it's gonna happen. Because we're gonna have to train. At some point I have to train with you on me so I get used to it. Chex Mix favorite is corn Chex, she said.
Definitely.
Least is breadsticks. She can go eat shit in a bar.
Yeah.
Like, get out of it. And you're too hard on the ride trip. We're not too hard on it. We fucking hate it.
We're too hard on what?
They're not. The rye chip.
Oh, no, we're not.
They're yummy.
They're
Do you remember the bagel
salty.
chips back in the day? I liked
The
the
bagel chips were good.
Why'd they get rid of the bagel chip? Why are there 2 pretzels and no bagel chip? She said that used to be her favorite. I actually did like
I did too.
the bagel chip, and she said, "Love you both."
Love you.
Last week we both were real even on talking. I feel like this week I didn't shut the fuck up.
That's okay.
That happens sometimes where my mouth is zib-a-zabbing.
I think you had some caffeine to start your day, so
I have had no caffeine today.
look out. You just have natural zest then.
I'm zesty boy. Do you have a grievance? I gotta let you do it if you have one.
I do have one, but
We can be quick.
so in Wisconsin there is a big election coming up in November, and I cannot handle the amount of political slander commercials and ads everywhere that I am.
They're the
Not
worst.
only that, I probably get 5 texts a day because I'm like a registered voter and like I register under party, and I probably get 5 texts a day from that party trying to get me to give them money to win. And I'm like, I hate politics.
Oh yeah, because they're all garbage people.
Yes.
It's a pile of garbage.
And like
That's the thing about it. All these people are like, I hate that motherfucker.
and I just feel
I hate that
like
motherfucker.
this political
I hate all those motherfuckers.
I just think that like the political slander stuff is so bogus. I'm like, why is this even allowed? Because like half the stuff isn't even true, and like it's just dumb.
All right, everybody, we're back. I got cut out of this. The ending, I had to retape the ending real quick. Tara and I just want to say goodbye to Tara. Tara, have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Follow us on MELLONfights, TikTok, Andyland Entertainment, on Instagram, MELLONfights@gmail.com. Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
I couldn't remember what I needed to do. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Melon fights.
That's all I needed.
All right, sweet.